Hello everyone, Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Eternity. It's been a couple of days, so I wanted to hop back on in and continue on with my Nightmare series. And we left off headed into the Castle Armory. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now we're going to start this map off on our monk again. And ours will play a pretty major role in this map, as they will do the balk. And then we're going to use some DSTs to finish things off there. So a few more apprentice traps. I am going to be using the summoner heavily. So on these earlier maps I wanted to mix it up as much as I can. I still have to do a map and get a squire in the mix, but I'll do that soon enough. But here we go with the Castle Armory. Lots and lots of mana. Let's see, we should have more than enough mana to set up all of our beginning auras. Now, first things first, I'm going to head over to this side, as this side is just going to have one aura, or one aura stack, pardon me, taking care of business over here. And we are going to put that right about here. Going to go with the 4 aura stack, Ensnare, Electric, Strength Drain, and Enrage. Now over on this side, we need to take a quick overhead look and possibly change our aura size a little bit, as we want the auras to be able to overlap, or not necessarily overlap, but we want to use a buff beam in the middle to cover both of these aura stacks. So I switched over to my my no tower range weapon, and I'll go ahead and get these stacks laid down. Now the placement on this one really depends on what your aura range is at. Mine's mediocre, nothing exceptional, but you want your auras basically to reach to about the center point of the map here. So let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. Let's find our sweet spot. Looks like it's right there. And then I want to switch weapons, and very quickly, very quickly switch over to our buff beam EV. And if we have to shoot a couple of baddies with this guy, we will. I don't think I have enough mana right now to lay down. Oh, I guess I potentially do. I want to get one buff beam stretching straight across the back here to cover both of these aura stacks. Use whatever you need. 5DU, 6DU, whatever. As long as it covers both of those and you make sure that you've got 8 boosted towers on that one, which we do, so we're in good shape. Gather up a little of this mana, and then we're going to come over to this side, and we're going to run one buff beam straight across. Is this how I did this map? No, I didn't put a buff beam on this side. Can't remember what strategy it was I used here. In fact, this buff beam may be a little bit small. Now that I think about it, you want a long buff beam here, just to make it easier to get those DSTs placed. So I'm going to go ahead and go. That's not even remotely centered, but go ahead and go with a 6DU buff beam there, and then hop on the old trusty apprentice to get your apprentice traps laid down. Now obviously I'm not using the apprentice, but it is the apprentice tower, so we all know it's all good. And we're going to put down 4 DSTs. We're going to angle this one slightly towards the outside there. We're going to angle this one slightly towards the outside as well. And then two more in the middle. I guess you don't have to make that buff beam very big at all. I am clearly exaggerating how much space you need for these 4 DSTs, and it's really not too much. I think the reason I made it big is just because there's not a whole lot of defensive units left over. You see my my health. I've only got 5 health on this guy. So I really have to make sure I don't even get breathed on by any of the baddies. And the DSTs are going to pretty much take it over from here. Now at the end of this wave, we are going to go ahead and switch to the DPS character just to speed things along. This map is really pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to it. You've got enough areas that that the mobs need to kind of path back and forth in your auras, where the auras really are going to do the majority of the work for you, making things way too easy. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop on my trusty Jester. Or whatever DPS you decide to use is fantastic as well. But just want to get something out there to speed the waves up a little bit. Give you a little mobile punch. Just to go smash in the faces quickly. And also get some quality pet leveling in. This little seahorse has got the potential to be a decent DPS pet for like a DPS summoner. But it's a freshie, so we'll have to see how it upgrades. How well it upgrades, I guess I should say. Didn't go through and do the math, which, you know, of course you could always do. But nothing exceptional, just going through these easier maps and leveling up some pets. As I don't really need to bust out the old catacopter or anything right now. It's pretty much all good. Guess didn't even need, probably only needed 1 DST pointed this way, but I'm just going to stand here and burn them all down. But whatever. You know, a couple of DU left. You could actually make that buff beam shorter and open up 3 DU somewhere for maybe a magic missile tower. Or, you know, you could plop down 1 archer. Whatever you decide to do. But plenty of leftovers on this map to really customize it to your own liking. 364 mobs this time. Oh no, oh no. Excited to see what happens in the next content update for Dungeon Defenders Eternity. Of course, there's been no talk of what's going to be there. Everyone is hoping, I think, that there's some sort of hardcore mode. And ideally, a little survival as well. But who knows at this point. I don't want to get excited about any potential changes just for them to not take place. So I'm trying not to ponder too much on what could come in the next content update. Hopefully a next content update does come at some point soon. Would be awesome. With Nightmare mode still a little laggy and not quite 100% dialed in on the end game maps. I imagine they're probably going to do quite a bit of work on those first, but we'll see. 7 more baddies. And the last one there. So awesome. Now we're at the last wave. You see I didn't really do any upgrading. If you do choose to upgrade on this one, I would start with your auras and then go buff beams. Or I guess you could do this buff beam, then auras. The buff beam, of course, affecting everything, so the buff beam is always the smarter choice in upgrading. Throw a couple of upgrades around there. Come on, baddies, where you at? The DST's just taking care of things. Not too many issues. Now remember, on these the non-endgame maps, definitely take a look at the eggs that drop. You could potentially get, you know, a decent pet. Of course, I'm not seeing anything worth a shit here. Wow, that was really weird. A little freezing action there. All good. Whatever. I think 150 baddies left. Guess we could go take a quick look at the other side and see how things are coming along over there. Huh. Nothing even remotely alive over on this side. So just continue to burn it down and call it good game with this one. This is one of the, you know, I know we're, what, about midway up through the campaign, but this is one of the easier maps on the campaign with, you know, a much lower quality set of gear than what I have. What I have is not fantastic. It's not bad, but it's not the best out there. But with any respectable set of gear, you'll be able to get through this map no problem using this strategy. So thanks again for watching. Click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments below and tell me what you'd like to see in the next content update. Hopefully one is on the way. Thanks again.